Test 1, 2, 3. Assalamualaikum, kia ora, and selamat malam. So it is already 11:55 p.m. New Zealand time. So I'm just gonna have a quick run through to the before we start our official podcast for tomorrow. I forget to change the title. So we're gonna have just a chill and quick run through of the podcast, why we do it, and also me. So I introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Shakirin, and I'm the current sports officer of CMSA. So apparently I'm the project manager of this CMSA podcast. Yep, and just gonna change the so where is that thing? Sorry guys. So if you guys have any questions with the podcast, can just ask. I didn't download it yet. Firstly I'm gonna run through the proposal, I guess. So and then we go to the rules and expectations for the guests of this podcast. So tomorrow we're gonna have the podcast at the Central Library, UC Central Library. Yeah, so it's easier for the guests and for me as well together. So tomorrow is gonna be 1 to 2 p.m. So I'll just So as you can see on the page on your screen, so this is the proposal. Yeah, I think I can show to the audience. I think it's not that confidential. So we have our culture. Oh, this is the rules also. Yeah, sorry. So for the podcast, the theme that I put on is making meaningful conversations for future benefits or converging minds, great minds to produce impactful outcome. So yeah. So actually, I am inspired by first of all is OMSA, because they have their platform. Otago University has the platform, which is they had the radio. So I don't know how the procedure works, but they have the platform to have their voice to the public. And so I just want to have that platform as well in UC and for SAMSA, for the community, for our members, and also any figures that would like to come to our podcast. So the frequency of this podcast is going to be once a month, ideally every 15th of the month, and also can be done more frequent if there is demand. So if anybody want to join the podcast, so you just have to Roger me, and I'll sort it out ideally we'll just do it once a month, but if I'm willing and you are willing, so the guests are willing as well, so we can do it more than once for any hot topics. For example, like the Bersatu or something like that. So the venue, so mostly it's probably going to be at the library. And so That's pretty much it. So the objectives is to provide a platform for SAMSA members, committees, people in UC to converse in a meaningful way. So yeah, if um we have meetings. SAMSA have the committees have their meetings, and we converse a lot there, but it is not available for the public to 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 reference or to watch. So this is the podcast is a good platform for the the public to get into our stuffs, and to have a platform which is easily accessible for some members, to cultivate more intellectual discussions in some environment, to build personalities and foster professionalism in an early stage. And the last objective is to make this podcast a respected and prestigious platform that will be looked forward by some members, other students, and UC as a university. So why not? I'm also inspired by the YouTubers podcast. So for example, like Joe Rogan Experience. I think it is the number one podcast in the world right now, the most viewed. And also I look up to True Jody, which is it's like a football soccer kind of podcast, and also a little bit of fighting stuffs right there. And there's a lot of podcasts in Malaysia. I think there's not much podcast channels, I think. I realized one of the, I think third production started the podcast, but it is in a very early stage. This podcast is a learning process, so we're gonna make mistakes along the way. So, but I think it's quite a good start. So, for the viewers, you can comment on the comment section, and it will pop up into the screen. So I'll test it right now. If it's working, it should be working. It's not working. Oh no, it's not working. I just have to do something right now. Segments, checkbox. Oh, I didn't change it yet. So let's see, is it working? Checkbox. Come on, G. It's not working. I've tested yesterday, but never mind, I guess. Okay, so moving on. So the objectives already done, the team already explained, organizer, so our target participants for appearing in the podcast. So it's not ranked, but this is the options. So the numbers are not the rankings. Oh, sorry, I didn't see it. So yeah, how to zoom this? I don't know. Oh yeah. So yeah, SAMSA committees, past or present, SAMSA members, notable figures in SAMSA that has contributed to the club. Representative from clubs, other clubs in UC. So for example, like for this time it's gonna be BPC and Club Bunga Raya New Zealand. Yeah. So and then the last is any respectable figures outside of uni. So for example, embassy representative, alumni or permanent resident. So we have quite a community of Malaysian permanent residents here in Christchurch, to be honest. But they are probably not that much exposed to us students. I don't know why. So it's good start. If you can invite them to our podcast and share their maybe like their experience or something, maybe their visions. Yeah. So yeah. Let's try. It's the same. Why? Never mind. So gonna go to the next one. So yeah, this is like the procedure for inviting people. So first we will send an invitation letter to our guests. So probably it's gonna be through email. So we're gonna send the invitation letter to probably the club first, and then we'll send a specific email to the specific person that we want to specifically invite to the podcast. And yeah, if they accept, when they accept, we'll add them to the. So we have a group right here in the Facebook. So you guys gonna be in here. Incentives. Yep. Nah, that's not necessary. So our target market also. Target market for the audience. I should see the comments. Do we have? No question. Alright. Yeah, our target market is all students in UC. All students from Malaysia studying in New Zealand. So we have many students studying in different universities in New Zealand. So for example, like University of Auckland, University Auckland Technology, I think AUT. Like in Christchurch, we have Lincoln and also UC and some messy universities. So we have University of Otago, Victoria University of Wellington. Yeah. Those are our target market to watch this podcast. Even though it's mainly for SAMSA, but yeah, they can watch it as well. So Malaysian in New Zealand, yeah. So for example, like permanent residents, And also uni students in Malaysia, why not? they can watch it. So this is not for the members, for the person in charge. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the proposal. Yeah, the podcast is gonna be 1 hour to 1.5 hour. So yeah, this is some of my suggestions for the podcast. So tomorrow, this is gonna be the agenda for tomorrow. What is Kelab Bunga Raya and PPC? Our guest is Ashraf Kadir and Syami Aiman, which I will explain to you guys tomorrow with them on site as well. And yeah, so my other suggestions is like Bersatu Experience 2019 and also Bersatu 2020 in Dunedin, and also maybe Malam 2020 next year, and probably just more insight towards our new committee for 2019 and 2020. So probably going to be featuring our president Hong, and also maybe one of our vice presidents in Putri or Aizat. So yeah, that's for the proposal. So for the rules, yeah, the rules is just no offensive words, something like that, and just be polite throughout the podcast. And yeah, and also you can get penalized if you do misbehaviors in our podcast. So we can penalize you, like we would not air the episode or something like that, or we will never invite you, something like that, for a podcast after this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So for tomorrow, I'll give you a brief guide for tomorrow's podcast. So it's gonna be like the podcast gonna be starting around 1:20 p.m. So we're gonna set up from 1 to 1:20 p.m. for 20 minutes setting up the place. And yeah, and then as the podcast start, we will have around 6 to 7 segments of the podcast. So first of all, we have the intro from the host, which is gonna be me. A little bit intro, which is I'm introing right now to cover it up for tomorrow. So tomorrow we may be just straight up to the questions and stuff. So the second segment for tomorrow is gonna be an intro from KBR representative, and then intro from BBC, and then questions from me, and also the social media. So for you guys, the audience, please comment in the comment section for any. So if you have any questions to the guests, and also you can have a question for me as well. And so for the fifth segment is gonna be any special issues or topic to cover in the podcast. Yeah, maybe like SAMSA and BBC. Like I think they have agreed to collaborate for Raya. So that maybe, why not talk a little bit about that? So it's optional. Yeah. So the sixth segment is shoutouts, last words, announcements from both representatives, and yeah. So the last is wrapping up by host, which is me. And if we have some goodies, we will give away the goodies to the guests. And also for the viewers who send So two questions, so out of many questions, if there is questions tomorrow, two questions will be picked up, and the the persons asking the questions will be awarded a $5 voucher to be spent in Mighty Ape, which is a online shopping center. So you will receive the voucher through email. So you have to send me your email if you are the lucky one. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the questions, just to attract more people to give some questions to the viewers. But I already prepared the questions for them as already, so they are gonna be prepared. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you for the viewers who tune in. And yeah, don't forget to share. Yeah, just tell your friends that we have a podcast, and why not just tune in. And you don't have to be live during the podcast. You can watch it anytime. So after we have finished the live stream, you can have access to it in our Facebook page. So it's gonna be there forever. Yep. And yeah, and also we will cut the segments. So as I explained to you guys earlier, that we have 7 segments, so we will cut them and post it into our Instagram or something like that. Yeah. So for you guys to easier find your content and don't want to spend like an hour just watching the podcast. And also just to explain a little bit more about our podcast tomorrow. So there's gonna be there's gonna be more cameras around. So for example, here it's gonna be cameras on the right of your screen right there. Yeah. So you can see the faces of the guests in real time during the podcast. So yeah, any mistakes you can just shout out in the comment section, and I'll try to improve myself and improve the podcast overall. So yeah, thank you. That's all from me. It's already 12:18, 23 minutes into the podcast, and yep, I'm done for today, and looking forward for tomorrow, our first official episode of CMSA Podcast. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night. Yeah, selamat malam.